Because I see a lot of people, like, people always bring up the fighter pay with the UFC, but what's like, isn't Logan complaining right now that he didn't get his checks from Floyd? Is that like a boxing issue versus
you don't
a boxing thing?
You don't ever hear that coming out.
To this day,
you hear a guy
right
going,
now,
I want to make $30 million, I didn't get paid enough. You don't ever hear guys going, yeah, they didn't pay me yet, ever.
Is that like a boxing issue?
Well, here's what happens when you go in and you do these fights, and you make them. And Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these fights that are exhibitions or whatever. The commission isn't overseeing it. So let's say I did a fight with Mike. I got Mike fighting, Francis or something. The athletic commission gets the money up front, so they pay the fighters.
Either way, the last thing you really need in your life is for things to go wrong, and you were showing off how you were a big shot financially when you didn't have to, really. You didn't have to do that. And now you have this egg on your face, and things are falling apart. And now people are wondering, did you get screwed, or was it your own financial ignorance?
Now, he's accused in multiple lawsuits, all right, of owing millions for luxury watches, gold, and rent as well on the apartment that we just talked about, okay? And so he's got about, I want to say, I counted about 6.
Dana White criticized Floyd Mayweather for chasing another fight with Manny Pacquiao, claiming the decision is motivated by money. He called it sad and questioned Mayweather's financial situation.
Got to do and say what they got to say to try to, get in there and make money. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be bad.
Logan Paul claims Floyd Mayweather still owes him money from their exhibition fight, fueling speculation about financial problems and raising questions about Mayweather's current financial situation and outstanding obligations.
With a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid me. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company that paid him that money is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment that I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12,
yeah.
10, 8 came on the market, and it was a lot.
Dana White says Floyd Mayweather earned enormous wealth throughout his career, with his biggest payday coming from his blockbuster fight against Conor McGregor.
You've ever had? Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever. What did that gross? It did 4.4, 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy. Yeah, so that worked out okay.
According to Wade Plemons, Floyd mismanaged his wealth early in his career, and after his prime ended, he repeatedly returned to boxing to rebuild his finances through exhibition fights.
Again, 5 years ago now, but that was like the initial rumblings around that fight. And what Floyd did was use Mayweather Promotions to bring them this fight and say, if you'll front us this money, we'll put this fight here. They fronted him the money. He took the money, had the fight at the Hard Rock in Miami with Fanmio instead. That was the company that put it on, Fanmio. And Logan saw none of that front end 10 mil, and the people that paid Floyd the 10 mil never saw a dime back. It's nasty work what he did. But this has been like one of Floyd's MOs, is that he leverages his fight name or his quote unquote assets, and which is what, a lot of wealthy people do. They leverage their assets to take out bigger loans or, whatever. But Floyd does it in such a reckless way that no one ever sees return on it. He just takes money. It isn't a loan.
Joe Rogan says Floyd Mayweather spent his fortune recklessly, living an extremely lavish lifestyle and treating his wealth like it would never run out, which may have contributed to financial difficulties.
So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10. That's nuts.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran Barkley was talking about that. Iran Barkley, when he was in his prime, was hanging out with all these professional athletes, and everybody was getting diamond-crusted chains and this and that, and he was keeping up with these people. Like, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And he just found himself, like, draining all of his money. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save any money.
Mm-hmm. They trying to keep up.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny when I was listening to this conversation with Chad Ochocinco. He was talking about it. He was like,
his jewelry fake.
Yeah, he was wearing fake jewelry.
But who would know?
What's that?
Who would know? He
No
Chad
one know.
Ochocinco.
Exactly.
It's
Fake
like when they look
jewelry,
at him, like
flying economy. He was sleeping at the stadium.
Teddy Atlas says many people feel satisfied seeing Floyd struggle now because he spent years showing off his wealth and making others envious of his lavish lifestyle.
Great fighter, Mayweather. Probably the same people that were, applauding him and saying how great he was at one point, and now they're taking shots at him like they're almost, like they get pleasure out of seeing a great fall. Potentially
You're right,
fall. Oh yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, he blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And and I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available, because the landscape.
Dan Rafael explains that the financial concerns surrounding Floyd Mayweather Jr. are not surprising when viewed in the context of his career and lifestyle. According to Rafael, anyone who closely followed Mayweather's public handling of his wealth could have seen this outcome coming. Throughout his career, Floyd built an image centered on luxury and extravagance, consistently displaying private jets, exotic cars, designer fashion, and lavish vacations. These displays were not occasional, but a constant part of his public identity.
My people again later, and hopefully I can get it this afternoon, to actually read the specifics of the suit and what the allegations are. But the fact that Floyd would encounter some financial issues post his boxing career is not in any way a surprise to me. When you see the types of things that, if you believe anything that he puts on his social media, the travel that he does, the places he goes, and the amount of entourage he has, I mean, that's like a money pit. I mean, whether you're flying on private jets or you're staying at first class hotels, or you're buying expensive jewelry and cars and bags and you name it. I mean, it's all good when you're making those gigantic paydays and they're coming in, a couple times a year. You're making 40 million here and 25 million there, or even more, 100 million plus, when he fought the big mega fights with guys like Conor McGregor and Manny Pacquiao. But when that stops, that money does.
While this image projected success and dominance, it also sparked concerns about long-term financial stability. Dan Rafael suggests that maintaining such an extravagant lifestyle requires careful financial planning, especially after retirement when a steady income begins to decline. Without proper money management, even enormous earnings can fade over time. The real issue is not how much money was made, but how it was managed and preserved. Now, with reports of financial pressure and continued participation in exhibition fights, the situation appears to reflect those earlier concerns. What once looked like endless wealth now underscores the importance of discipline and smart financial decisions beyond a successful boxing career.
Al Heyman, who is not named in the suit, but apparently is supposedly part of this problem, whatever. But I mean, I've known Al Heyman and covered Al Heyman's fighters and his business since the day he stepped in boxing in like 2002 with Vernon Forrest. And all that time, and literally in terms of the PBC, a couple hundred fighters that he's dealt with, maybe not personally, but that his team is and his company. To a fighter, you never hear anybody, even when they've when they're retired and they're not with Al anymore, nobody talks bad about him. In fact, if you ask most fighters, they'll tell you how good to them that he has been. That type of money that they've helped him make and the person that he's paid in the...
Floyd Mayweather Jr. was once known for constantly displaying luxury, creating an image of endless wealth and financial dominance. According to the Boxing Ego host, recent developments suggest a very different reality behind the scenes. The analyst points to a surprising financial downturn, highlighting legal action taken by Floyd Mayweather against major business partners. Over the years, Mayweather maintained close relationships with influential figures like Steven Espinoza and networks such as Showtime. These partnerships played a major role in generating huge fight revenues and worldwide exposure. However, the current lawsuit, reportedly worth $340 million, alleges that a significant portion of those earnings was never properly paid.
In this video. Now, I've been covering boxing for double-digit years. Allow me to take you through it. A simple Google search shows Floyd Mayweather. You type in his name, you're going to see some fight photos and whatnot. But the top stories, and there's multiple stories, and we're going to take a look at some of them. But as mentioned, Business Insider is now reporting what you see on the screen, that Floyd Mayweather is being accused in lawsuits of owing millions of dollars for luxury watches, gold, and rent on palatial apartment, right? The bullet points. Floyd was sued for allegedly failing.
This situation raises serious questions about financial management, contract transparency, and long-term planning in professional boxing. The contrast between Mayweather's former public image and his current legal disputes has created a narrative that many observers find unexpected. What once appeared to be complete financial control now seems far more complicated, suggesting that even the most successful careers can face uncertainty when business dealings become disputed.
Presents the $500K, $500,000 in arrears plus late fees minus a deposit that Mayweather paid at the start of the lease and the $100,000 catch-up payment. So they deducted what he did submit when he was made aware of this, the $100K, and I guess a deposit. So the remaining balance is that. An attorney for Mayweather did not provide a comment by deadline. He has not responded to the lawsuit in court. In a separate legal matter, so we've already went over one with this luxury condo in Manhattan, right? But a separate legal matter, a Miami jeweler sued Floyd Mayweather last month, alleging the boxer owes more than $1 million for jewelry that he took but never.
Coach Malachi explains that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is currently involved in a major legal dispute, alleging that roughly $340 million was either withheld or mismanaged through business dealings involving Steven Espinoza and Showtime. He suggests the structure of those agreements may have protected certain individuals from liability, particularly Al Haymon. According to Malachi, if the contract terms are accurate, it would explain why Al Haymon is not named in the lawsuit.
What Al Haymon is clear. And now it explains why Floyd don't have Al Haymon in the lawsuit. He can't sue him. Come on, man. Al covered his tracks. Now, he may be getting sued by big corporations, stuff like that, but he's not being sued by any fighter. They can't sue him. You get what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather messed up. And adds insult to injury, Floyd Mayweather has a gambling problem, and he spends a lot of money. He loves to spend money. So whatever he have that's in his possession, he's spending that and blowing that on top of the $340 million that he said that's owed to him, meaning that he never really got paid from the Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor fight. Come on, man. Al Haymon got power of attorney. You dig? And he covered his tracks. So shout out to the brother man, Al Haymon.
The discussion highlights how complex financial agreements in boxing can shield key figures from legal consequences. At the same time, Malachi argues that personal financial habits have also played a role, noting that Floyd Mayweather is known for heavy spending, frequent gambling, and an extravagant lifestyle. He further suggests that even while claiming unpaid earnings from major fights against top opponents, money management remains a significant concern. The overall view presented is that both the structure of business agreements and personal financial decisions have contributed to the current situation, creating a complicated mix of business strategy and lifestyle choices within the sport.
Continue to praise him and worship him then. You get what I'm saying? You dig? True. And another thing, let's thank Al Heyman.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Heyman.
That's what y'all been doing. You are pro Al Heyman and PBC YouTube channels, and a lot of you fan bases online. That's what you've been doing. Continue to praise him then. Al is a smart businessman. He finessed the game. Let's give Al Heyman a round of applause. Good job, Al. You did a good job. And this is a lesson to all of those out there, you know, who think because you signed with the black man that you will not be taken advantage of and the white man is the evil devil. If that's your position, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with however you feel either way. But just understand, when someone wants to steal from you, they don't...
Tasha K explains that even when Floyd Mayweather Jr. appears to possess enormous wealth, the reality behind the scenes can be far more complicated. Massive earnings do not always guarantee complete financial security, especially when hidden obligations, ongoing business deals, and delayed payments remain out of public view. According to Tasha K, these unseen financial pressures can gradually build over time and place anyone in a difficult position, regardless of how successful they appear on the surface.
And when you see somebody like Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest trick in the book, y'all. Y'all know. When y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captive in Dubai is because he had owed them money and they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network, that publicizes these...
She points to a common financial trap, spending freely while responsibilities quietly continue to grow. In Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s case, the constant display of luxury can create the impression of unlimited wealth. However, behind that image may be substantial expenses, investments, and financial commitments that require a steady flow of income. When earnings slow or become inconsistent, those obligations can quickly create financial pressure. Tasha K emphasizes that true wealth is measured not only by how much money is earned, but also by how well it is managed over time. Without careful financial planning, even massive fortunes can come under strain. This situation illustrates how financial overextension can develop gradually, turning success into stress as high spending continues, while hidden liabilities grow in the background.
To his manager, Al Layman, and Al Layman spent the money. The Muslim in the bow tie spent the money. You see a man coming and he a Muslim in a bow tie, he's spending your money. Oh, it's gone. It's good, it's gone. You know they send the Nation of Islam down there. You seen the Muhammad Ali story? Don't act like you ain't seen that. The Nation of Islam was all up over there. They were all up over Floyd Mayweather's fights and bank accounts and stuff. And so he received it in cash, and Floyd Mayweather is saying he's missing it, and how dare Showtime gives him the money without his permission. He was like, well, wait a minute, but you gave him permission. Yeah, but I didn't tell y'all, I told him. So he's trying to use a way to get in there so he can hold him responsible, because he know he's not gonna get the money back from the Nation of Islam at all. That money gone.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more boxing updates. See you in the next one.